This one, I know you've written about the man, so I'm going to hand the ball off to you because it's ugly, and I am in full agreement. Ezekiel Elliott, a huge winner. Maybe it's a Rico Dowdle win. I don't know, though. I'm with you that Zeke's the bigger winner. What's the case?
Yeah, I mean, when Best Ball Mania first opened up, it wasn't really an ADP. It was more of just like where he was set at because he wasn't on a team. Zeke had an ADP of 206, and he steamed all the way up to 129. So over 70 spots flying up draft boards. Now he's the running back 39 off the board. So still in that RB4 zone, but I'm still interested at this price. I mean, I'm starting to cool off a little bit just because he's flown up draft boards so heavily, but this is an incredibly valuable backfield just in general. They didn't add anyone in the draft. They brought in Zeke, obviously, and Dowdle's already there. There's some unfounded rumors about them adding a running back. We had some rumors going around yesterday about Najee being traded to Dallas, which got shut down immediately. People talking about Dameon Pierce. I'll see it when I believe it with this stuff, but for now I'm operating that under the assumption that Zeke is going to be the 1A in this backfield. And some of these trades might make sense, but it's seeming like Zeke's going to be the top option in this backfield. And like I just mentioned, this is an incredibly valuable backfield. With just Tony Pollard last year, looking at what he had available to him being a part of this Dallas offense, third in expected fantasy points, sixth in total touches among running backs, seventh in goal line carries, so seventh in carries from inside the 5. And the backfield as a whole is top 5 in terms of expected fantasy points out of backfields in the entire NFL. I mean, this is going to be a split backfield in some degree. I don't think we'll see anyone dominate the backfield like Tony Pollard did last year, and it wasn't even a complete dominant, like bell cow dominance from Tony Pollard last year. But this is going to be a high-quality offense. Zeke's going to have a lot of opportunities from the goal line, and I don't really think they brought in Zeke just to be a role player. I think they're all under the understanding that Zeke's going to be the top option from this backfield. I don't think he wants to be competing. I don't think he agrees to sign in Dallas, sitting down with Jerry Jones, and Jerry Jones says, "Yeah, you're gonna have to compete with Rico Dowdle for this job. Like, I really want to send this to training camp and see what we have with our guys." I think Zeke signed this contract to come in and be the 1A. You can say all you want about Zeke. I've been saying he's dust washed for years, but the reality is he's setting up to be the top option in an incredibly valuable offense. We saw the scoring capabilities of the Dak and CD-led offense, and Zeke's obviously not going to be the premier guy here, but being a part of the Dallas offense is incredibly valuable, and at pick 130 as your RB4, I'm still interested.
Not just a good scoring offense, the number 1 offense last year, top 3 in points per game for 4 straight, maybe even 5 straight, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I get the Zeke is washed narrative. Everyone loves to throw it around. Sure, maybe he is. I thought as a Pats fan, he didn't look too horrible, just eyeball test wise. And regardless of whether he's efficient or not, he was racking up fantasy points as the starter in a much worse offense. Weeks 13 to 18, Zeke was the running back 15, running back 1, 27, 6, 26, and 19 in that span. That is a really insane number for a bad Patriots team. The PPR running back 7 in those 5 weeks there. Genuine RB2 upside. I totally agree. And sure, call him washed because he was under 4 yards a carry. Well, you're going to say the same thing about Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Etienne, Rashad White, Alvin Kamara. It doesn't just apply to Zeke, apparently, that under 4 yards a carry means you're suddenly done. So I think he could do some damage here. I totally agree. I still think, that in fact he's risen 80 picks scares you a little bit, but ultimately, unless they do make a move for somebody, and I do think Dameon Pierce, Khalil Herbert, like if those guys join here, that could be a real thorn. I'll believe it when I see it. I do think those guys are talented, and those guys could be fantasy animals should they arrive to Dallas. But I do think Jerry Jones just believes in Zeke so much. Great podcast from Dwayne McFarland earlier I was listening to. Carries are the biggest indicator of what the workload might be the next year. For whatever reason, whether they've done a lot with the carries or not, and they know they can trust Zeke Elliott for whatever that's worth. So I'm with you. What is up, you fantasy wolf? Thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, share your thoughts in the comments, check out some more videos, and join the newest Wolfpack by subscribing below.